Hey everyone, Brendan here. We're talking job interview questions today. Specifically, today we're going to talk about what is your greatest weakness? You hear this question all the time. People always ask it. I honestly don't know why they ask it. I'm not even sure that most interviewers know why they're asking it. The ones who do are probably asking it to see how you'll answer more than any particular response that you're going to give. They might be trying to figure out, is this guy full of crap? Is he going to try to BS me with his answer? So it's one of these questions where there's really no upside to it. You can only lose. You can't really win the interview by having a great answer to the what is your greatest weakness question, but you can lose if you're not careful. And so today we're going to go through some of my rules for how to answer the what is your greatest weakness question. So the first rule of them all is you have to be honest, but never be memorable. You don't want the interviewer walking out of there after you're done talking about the answer that you gave to the what is your greatest weakness question. If that's happening, there's a good chance you've already lost the job. So you want to be honest, but you don't want to be memorable. So you have to say something that's a legitimate weakness. You can't say something like, oh, I'm a terrible gardener and I've been working all summer to get better at it. I mean, that's just total crap. So you have to be honest about it, but you don't want to be memorable. The second rule is never, under any circumstances, disguise a strength as a weakness. I've been in so many interviews over the years where I've heard people do this, and it's an automatic disqualifier. So if somebody says, what is your greatest weakness? And you say, well, I just pour myself into my work too much. Sometimes I just get too into it. And people around me struggle because I'm so involved, I'm so into it. Don't do that. I'm too much of a hard worker. Don't do that either. So you need a legitimate one. Never disguise the strength as a weakness. The next thing, and probably the most important thing I'm going to say in this entire video, is you want to choose a functional weakness instead of a personal weakness. So an example of a personal weakness would be to say, I tend to be a control freak, or I sometimes get too emotionally attached to projects and it can lead me to conflict with other people on the team. You don't want to say something that is an indictment on you. Rather, you want to talk about something that is easily repaired. So a functional weakness. For example, if I'm going for a job as a vice president of marketing, I might say, you know what, I need a little bit of work to brush up my social media skills. Of all the skills that I bring to the table, I think that's probably one of the weaker ones, and I need to work on that. So that is a functional skill. And what you're doing there is you're giving a legitimate weakness for the interviewer so that they walk away and you've been honest with them. But it's not it's not irreparable. It's not something that you're saying about you as a person that would make you potentially not a good fit for the company. It's just something you need to work on, like all of us do. The fourth rule is you need to pick a legitimate weakness, something that is related to the job at hand, but not something that is so core to the requirements for the job that it's going to disqualify you. So back to my example, I'm interviewing for a vice president of marketing job. I can very safely say, I have a bit of a weakness in terms of social media marketing. I don't have a ton of experience and I need to work on that. And the reason is social media marketing is like number 9 thing on the list of mandatory skills for a marketing leader. And so it's related, it's on the list, but it's not so important that it would ever disqualify anyone from getting the job. Whereas if I said something like, I really don't have a lot of experience managing budgets, managing large marketing budgets. Now that one might be a little tricky. Or if I said, I don't have a lot of experience working with marketing agencies. Again, that one is a little too germane, a little too core to the position to be a good candidate for answering a question with that as your weakness. So try to pick something that's legit so that it's related to the position, but it's not so core that it's going to disqualify you. And then the last one is whatever weakness you choose, you've been honest, not memorable. It's a functional weakness, not a personal weakness. It's related to the position, but it's not core to the position. The last thing to remember is you want to tie whatever weakness you say back to a personal learning plan. The point that you want to make to the interviewer is that you're constantly trying to get better. You're constantly trying to fill gaps. You're constantly trying to be the best you can possibly be. So if I say, I think I have many of the skills for this position, the one that I need a little work on is my social media skills, and therefore for the last 3 months I have been taking a social media course. Or every morning when I wake up, I read 3 articles on social media from the top experts in the world, and I'm confident that in 90 days I'm going to have my social media skills where they need to be. So you want to tie whatever weakness it is that you point out back to a personal learning plan so that you've said to the interviewer, yes, I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm not perfect, and the things where I need work on, I am committed to getting better. So I hope that's helpful for you. Next time you're in a job interview, think about preparing for the what is your greatest weakness question. I hope these tips were helpful and hope you get the job.